Welcome to Will Stitch Chaotically. My name is Anne. Today I'm going to be doing a WIP parade. It wasn't necessarily planned. I know when I did my introduction, I said that I would do one maybe once a year. Well, I got to looking at what I got done, or what I worked on, and I did a lot more in the last 7 months than I thought I would. So I'm going to go through, start with what I have finished. I've got one finish, and then my WIPs, and then my new acquisitions. So if you don't want to watch all the stuff that I've collected over 7 months, then, thank you for hanging around as long as you did. So without further ado, my first project that I've gotten finished, and if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this already, but I've got a nearly FFO. And it's this beautiful pumpkin. Obviously I haven't laced it or anything like that, but I just got the frame painted last night. And we'll finish this up and I'll get it all trimmed and laced up, and this will be done. I started this one August, I want to say, of last year. And I think total stitching time on this one was about 6 weeks. So it's not that bad. It turned out so beautiful. And I'm so incredibly pleased with it on this fabric. That I've gotten another piece on to do a companion pumpkin that I might start next year. I don't know. But this one is, it's called Pumpkin 3. I don't have it written down who designed it or where I got it from. I know I got it on Etsy. But I'll put that in the bottom. This is stitched on 28 count Witchel linen. Forget the color, forgive me. 2/2. So Pumpkin 3. Over here. Okay. My biggest project, and probably the messiest. So if you have an aversion to parked threads, look away, because this one is kind of a parked thread hot mess. But this is my stained glass dragons. There's a row of pages up here, and this is the second row that I'm working on. I was hoping, the light shine through it. I was hoping that I would get to here by the end of the year, and that not going to happen. But this is designed by SVG Creations, charted by Sharova Creations. This is on a 28 count Monica Ubelor. Hope I'm saying that right. Linen in the color of lamb's wool. And this is done 1/1 full cross in all DMC. When I showed this in May, it was at I don't have that written down either. I want to say it was like 6. I was about here. So I want to say it was like 16.5%. And now with this here, I'm up to 18%. This is my long-term project. This is a 10-year project that I've got going. And I'll put in pictures of what it's supposed to what the finished project will look like and what it looked like before. So this is stained glass dragons. My next one is, I'm not going to dig for it. I will get to what my next one. Okay. My next one is a Heaven and Earth Designs. I See You in My Dreams. Showing you the back. Sorry. I See You in My Dreams. Heaven and Earth Designs. This is artwork by Genovia Art. This is done on a 28 count easy grid, 1/1 full cross, all the called for DMC. Now, since this is a new start, there's not going to be a before picture. But I will put up what the finished one will look like. That one, actually, this one, it says I restarted it in August, and I am at 2.02%. So there's that one. Next one, I'm just pulling out what I've got on scroll rods. This next one I started, I want to say on the 5th of this month. This is Dimensions, Woodland Enchantress. If you watch my floss tubes, my Stitch With Me's, I accidentally call it Winter Enchantress because to me she's a winter piece. But this is Woodland Enchantress. I've started in the upper left hand side. And I'm just going to work my way towards the center, and then I might, when I pick it up again next year, it'll probably be finishing this half. But since this is on a paper chart, I don't have a percentage, but it's less than a quarter. But this is Winter Enchantress. It is designed by Ruth Sanderson. And I'm following all the instructions, even the 5/1 half, 5 strands over 1 half cross. And I don't know if anybody else has come across this, but the needles that Dimensions has been sent, that I've gotten in my Dimensions kits, are absolute garbage. They're so sharp on the eye end of the needle that I was having to wear a thimble to get them pushed up from the bottom. I just went and bought myself new size 26 needles, and it's large enough for the 5 strands. And even the crappy Walmart ones, which is where I got mine from, are so much better. They're not hurting my fingers. So for Dimensions, keep a stash of size 26 needles of your favorite brand. It'll save your fingers. Okay. Next one. Sorry. I have, this is one I pick up when my shoulders hurt. My shoulders are starting to give me problems. This is a magic needle kit. Got it off of Amazon, and it's called Winter Fancy. This is done on a 14 count Aida with all of their provided threads, which are absolutely wonderful. But this is what the finished product will look like. And I will show you what it looked like before in May. And yeah, this is top. This is what it looks like now. I didn't iron it because it's just going to get all wrinkled again. This one I have found, stitching in hand, get closer, is easier than trying to put it in the hoop. You can see I've done some hoop work on it, but this in hand was so much easier. Okay, there's that one. Okay, the next one that I have is a lavender and lace seasonal fairy. This one is, or not fairy, angel. And this is Angel of Spring. This is what the mock-up looks like. And I'm stitching her on a 32 count Laguna in the color of Romance. And is this one a new start? I think this is. Yeah, this one I started in May of this year. And I do have, I'm not working off the paper pattern. I found on Etsy somebody who has got these all put in for PDFs, so it is Pattern Keeper compatible. This is where I've got to. And she is at 25.06%. And I'm stitching her 2/2 full cross, except for the skin. The skin I'm doing 1/1. Okay, so that is Angel of Spring. Okay. And I've got here 2 other dimensions kits that I'm working on. The first one is the Spring Fairy, again designed by Ruth Sanderson. I'm using all of the kit provided materials. She's so pretty. Okay, this one, Spring Fairy, says I started it on July 5th of this year. And I've got her to a full 25%. I do like doing upper left hand starts. So that's how far I've gotten. I've got all the back stitching in this quadrant here. Okay. And sorry, gotta fight with things. And the other one is where's your fabric? Hang on. Sorry, I had to go get her. This next one is Summer Fairy. Designed by Ruth Sanderson. These all work up to be 14 by 16. 14 by 12, sorry. This is Summer Fairy. I started her June 20th, I want to say. Using all the kit materials and everything, even though they're crappy needles, which I will swap out. And again, upper left-hand start. And that's how far I've gotten with her. I can't even tell where the iridescent stuff is. She does have some sparkle. Maybe you could. You see it a little bit? She's just got a little bit of shimmer in her wings. Okay. My next batch are my Teresa Winsler Carousel horses. I've got all 4. I just got the fabric for the winter one, so that one hasn't been started yet. So we're going to start with spring. Hopefully you can get, look at that without the glare. There. It's a spring carousel horse. I am doing this on a spring. 28 count is Weigart Cashel linen in the color of white iridescent. You know, I may not have gotten any actual progress on this. Actually, I do. I've got more fabric than I need here, but this is how far I've gotten. Right here's the halfway point across. So I probably have just like this far to go to finish the first row of pages. This is being done according to her directions. This is 2 over 2 full cross half when she calls for it, and all the back stitching up to that point has been completed. Almost, except in where the horse is picking in. She's so pretty. When I had it on my floss tube in May, I didn't have this part of it done. So the pole and the start of the mane. Okay. Fold you back up. Okay, that's summer, or spring, sorry, spring carousel. And I'm working off of a print up of her pattern that I was able. Her patterns are sold on pattern.com. Don't quote me on that. If I'm wrong, I will correct it down at the bottom. Where you can print up the pattern instead of working from the leaflets, because those leaflet pages are huge. And it's really nice because you can mark them up. And as I stitch, I probably have already tossed those pages, but as I stitch, like the leaves, or the leaves and the flowers, or grape bunches, or whatever, I use a different color pen to mark those off. So when you go back and do the back stitching, you know what I know, what color all that back stitching is intended to be in. But I do like the print ups better, because the print ups give you a condensed chart of all the threads. Here we are. Of all the threads that are required per chart, instead of having to weed through this list and figure it out on your own. They condense it for you, which is really, really nice. I will sort those later. Okay, the next one I have is the spring, so this would be summer. Yes, summer carousel. There we go. Summer carousel. This one is being worked on a 32 count linen in the name of V Overcast. I have a feeling that's got to be Violet Overcast. Worked 2/2 according to her directions. Now this one, I've only gotten the first page done. Barely got that first page done. I had to go back and chip away it again last month just to get that goal met. But that's as far as I've gotten on that. And get my tag tucked in. And then we've got I haven't touched this one this year, but since we're showing the carousel horses, that's the fall carousel horse. I worked on this one last year, and got just that first page done. Ow. This is done on a, gonna say 32 count. 32 count Zweigart Belfast linen in the color cream. Yeah, it's been over a year since I picked this up. I got that upper corner and this, the outside edge of the border done. And then the last one, haven't started it yet, is the winter. Can't really, there we go, the winter. And I'm going to stitch this one on a, 32 count oatmeal. That doesn't sound right. I'll put the color name down at the bottom. Gold and iridescent, because this fabric does have like some gold threads woven through it. You can see the iridescent in that. Some of that, actually this one doesn't have any of the gold. It's the other fabric. This is all iridescent. I think that'll really pretty for a winter one. Probably start her after the new year. Okay, so that's them. Angel Spring. Okay, now on to the new acquisitions. I showed these in my last WIP Parade, but I hadn't gotten them all. These are the Country Cottage Needleworks, the Mini Village series. Even the patterns are mini. I got all of those. So, all 12 of them. And I got all of the, I waited until I got them all so I knew exactly what I needed for the classic Colorworks flosses. So I've got all of those in. And the fabric I'm going to put this on, or at least the fabric I bought to put this on. Yeah. The called for is a 32 count beautiful beige linen. But I decided I was going to do this on a 16 count gold iridescent. Again, I'm thinking somewhere in the color of like oatmeal or something, or a cream. I'll put the name down at the bottom. I just need to look it up on Etsy. One like a gold iridescent for this little village. This is a big piece, and what I'm probably going to do is stitch them all up, stitch them all up and then cut the fabric up, just to kind of keep everybody together. I have not decided on how I'm going to do the display, because the frames are really pretty that are available for this, but 1-2-3 Stitch has some really cute displays that they are marketing towards fitting this mini village. When I get them done, then I'll make a decision. Yeah, I didn't write down what the fabric color was. Okay. Oh, don't forget the threads. My next acquisition is Teresa Winsler's 4 Seasons Fairies. Clear. There we go. Yeah. And that. Just love the frames that are on those. She was calling for must be fabric of your choice, because it doesn't say, but it's got to be big enough to be able to put Mill Hill beads on. So that's what, a 28 count? But these charts don't look that bad. Yeah, there's no information on what they're stitched on. They all work up to be 134 by 134, so they're not terribly huge. So Teresa Winsler's Seasonal Fairies, 4 Seasons Fairies. And now this is going to be an ongoing thing because I don't have them all yet. are the, and I just had 2 come in today. The Nora Corbett Santa Sleigh and Reindeer Christmas Eve Couriers. So I've got Donner and for you Vixen and the leaflets and Santa Sleigh and Rudolph and Dasher. And at the same time that I'm buying the patterns, I'm getting the specialty threads, the Karen Wallet water lilies and the petite treasure braids since, Kreinik, and all the beads, the bead packs for each of the kits, so that all I should have to do later is get the fabric or choose the fabric once I figure out how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I want to do them individually or if I want to do them, since the reindeer are either going across, like going horizontal, or if they're going up, if I want to do like 2 rows. That doesn't look like it would look right, does it? I'll probably end up doing them all individually. So, no, there's that. My foray into Nora Corbett. I also have, now these I don't have any paper patterns for, they're just PDF downloads, so I will pop them up here. That I found this seller on Etsy, and I will put, I've got it here. Okay, you. I don't remember who the designer is for these, but it's a series of Santa ornaments. And I'll put the picture up here. Those I might do for my Christmas in July next year, because they're small and they're going to be quick. I had to do, when I downloaded the PDF, the colors were originally charted for Anchor, and I'm not going to get a full set of Anchor and have a full set of DMC. I don't have the space. So I converted it all to DMC, and with getting those numbers correct in the PDF for Pattern Keeper, I ended up with a ton of blended ones just to get the colors to kind of look like they belong on the face. But that's a set of 6, I believe, of the Santa. I did get the new piece of fabric for that pumpkin. The color 28 count Stony Point linen. It's really pretty green, and that particular linen was not that bad to work with. And then I found this seller on Etsy. It's Tidy, Tidy Patterns. I got the Faith Can Move Mountains, Whimsical Bats. There's 3 of them. Sunset Leaf Fall, which kind of leads me to hope that there are sunset leaves in the other seasons too. I just, if there's a set, I have to complete it. Symphony of Colors and Haunted Hat. All of these I will most likely stitch up on some of the fabric that I've got from Stash. I've got some 28 count white Ada. I've got big pieces of the extra of the easy grid fabric. I've got all kinds of that I can use up on these smaller projects. So everything except for the Nora Corbett are going to be done up on white because that's what I have. I think that's all that I've got for new acquisitions and for having things done. I'm hoping that next year I'll be able to touch some of the ones that I haven't been able to do, like my Constitution, the Glory to God, the In the Beginning, the Quilt Maker. Those I haven't touched since May. So I'd like to be able to get something in them again. But that's all I've got for today. If you're interested, I do Stitch With Me's. I try to post twice a week. I don't always do that because my health is such I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to stitch everything or get filmed, and my phone's starting to be crap, so we'll see how recording goes. But I've got Stitch With Me's with my Dimensions kits, with the I See You in My Dreams and the stained glass dragons. I like to do ones with the lavender and lace and the Teresa Wenslers. I got a new phone stand to be able to record, and my hope is that will make it so I will be able to do that. I was having trouble getting the camera angled through my OttLite where I was stitching in the extreme sides and stuff. It just wasn't working, and so that's why those didn't get recorded. I really tried, but I do have a couple more weeks on the Woodland Enchantress that I'm going to be doing the Stitch With Me's on, kind of interspersed with whatever I feel like picking up when I need to record. Watch those. I do have them on a playlist if you want to see kind of like a progression, even though they kind of jump around, because when I stitch, excuse me, I want to be able to stitch a whole day on one project. It's not just an hour, stop, pick on something else, an hour, record, stop. No, I'm going to sit and I'm going to work on that the whole day. So that I feel like I'm getting somewhere. That's why, like for this one, the Stitch With Me's are everything that's from here up on Woodland Enchantress. All of this down here is what I'm stitching while I'm waiting for my phone to charge up again, and while I'm waiting for a video to upload. I'm working down here, but I am filming from at least this point up for now. So check those out. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. It means the world to me that I am putting out something that other people find an interest in. If you have any suggestions or just want to leave a comment, I do respond to all the comments, usually within 24 hours. Because, I mean, you took the time to comment, I'm going to respond. So I want to thank everybody for that. Thank you for stopping and hanging out as long as you have. And I want to wish everybody a safe and happy holiday season. And just hug your loved ones. In the condition of this world, we just don't know when is going to be the last time. There's just so much insanity out there. And if one prayer could be granted, it would be a literal world peace. Stop the insanity and just let people live their lives. Let people see their loved ones, have their friends. You know, just live and let live. That would be my prayer. But I want to thank you for hanging around. Love you all. And remember, stitch what you love and love what you stitch. And I will see you on my next Stitch With Me. Bye. Oh, take away. Take away.